What is going on, guys? It's your boy Gakinga, back at it again with another video. I know it's been a hot minute. I know I've been slacking, but we're here now and we're ready to discuss. The January patch was the holy grail for Loxodont. I was completely content there. Nothing could have changed more about the character and I would have been good. Now since that point, I don't know what the hell in the type of utter woke nonsense they got going on, but all the new stuff that they've been doing, we gotta go over it. It's just too much for me to even try to describe at once. Before we get into all that though, I just wanted to mention that I am now an official Rivals of Aether 2 creator. What this means is that if you go into the rival shop and use code GEK, you will not only receive discounts on your purchases, but you'll also receive more rewards. So you know, it's a win-win. You use my code, you're supporting me, and my videos will come out sooner because I do get commissions on each purchase. So you know, if you want my videos to not come out sparingly within 2 months of each other, you know, you should use code GEK just to help them come out just a little bit faster. Now with all that out the way, let's get into every change for Loxodont thus far since January and how it's gonna affect them in the meta. Now this is the patch from January 29th, and the first change was that lava pool's detection is now calculated from the edge of the pool instead of the center, so it increases the amount of distance where a character is considered standing on it. Now for Loxodont, since he's already huge, it doesn't increase the detection radius by all that much. It more affects the thinner and smaller characters where their detection radius is now bigger. Now this is a very slight nerf for us, because the smaller characters in the game will be able to deactivate the magma puddles for us much sooner than before. But the second change of this patch is a little bit of compensation. The special pummel will now absorb the magma pools even when it's created by the ledge. Now previously, if you special pummel someone when they were at the ledge, the magma puddle wouldn't activate and you wouldn't get any charge at all. So this is just a quality of life change for us. Now the post-Genesis patch of February 18th. That's where things start getting a little tricky for us now. First things first, Loxodont's grab has a new lower hitbox so that if a shorter character lands directly in front of him, the grab doesn't end up whiffing. Next up, Loxodont's Hurtboxes were slightly expanded to prevent characters from whiffing moves that otherwise look like they should have hit. A little bit of nonsense, you know, he's already the biggest character in the game, but you know, a little bit of nonsense, we'll take it, whatever. Now this next change is one of the ones that actually hurt us the most. Jab 1 recovery goes from 16 frames to 19 frames. Now this doesn't look like a big deal on paper, it's 3 frames, but those 3 frames mean a lot in terms of reaction time and how fast your opponent is going to be able to react to you either whiffing the move or hitting the move on their shield and them actually getting a punish for it. Jab 1 is still going to be used in the exact same ways that it was being used before. It just makes the move a little less safe to be thrown out all willy-nilly like that. Next up, if Loxodont down throws the opponent onto an inactive lava pool, he will actually now gain a magma stack charge. Previously, if you threw the opponent onto the pool before the magma pool actually activated, you would still get the bounce from the down throw, but you wouldn't get any charge. And now if you get, like, say a down tilt grab at 0 and down throw them, you get a charge along with getting the tech chase. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good change. Now this is another one of the changes that slightly hurt us. The lava pools that Loxodont makes can now be deactivated by the opponent before the lava pool becomes active. What this means is that if you place down a pool, you can no longer just run away from it waiting for it to activate. The pool will deactivate if the opponent runs on it, even if there is no clear indication that the pool is already activated. This change does slightly hurt how easy it is for us to get our magma charges, but on the flip side, it does allow us to bait our opponents sooner to run into the magma puddles so that we can actually stuff them out in their attempts at getting rid of our pools. The last change of the post-Genesis patch is that Loxodont will now extinguish his own lava pools if he's in hit stun or a knockdown state while getting put onto them. Not the biggest change in the world, but it does prevent Loxodont from gaining any magma charges from any random situations like that. It gives Loxodont the requirement of being more intentional when trying to get his charges. Now the March 4th patch, it wasn't a lot. But they did a lot with a little. It was 2 heavy hitters. Let's start out with number 1. Loxodont's down special will now lose all of your charges if it's interrupted. What that means is that y'all gotta be way more intentional with this move. Y'all can't be using CC down B and spamming out of your opponent, spamming like a tilt cancel or something. Y'all can't do that. If you want to crouch cancel and punish your opponent, you can't just be holding down throughout the whole time and mashing down B, hoping and praying that it works. If you want to punish your opponent mashing, you gotta wait until the end of the mash in order to properly punish it. What this also means is that for a recovery option in general, you have to pick your spots way more carefully when using down B. Because, let's say you have level 3 and you want to use it while you're recovering, if your opponent hits you and interrupts you before you get the level 3 off, you lose all your charges on top of the fact that you will not get your double jump back from using the level 3. Hurts us a little bit, yeah, but nonetheless, it is a pretty good change because it forces us to be a lot more intentional when using down B like this. Next change is that Loxodont's down special can no longer cancel into aerials if he gets parried. Now, I didn't even know that this was a thing, so this is definitely just a bug fix. None to worry about here. Yeah, we're chilling. Now, the last change of this patch is that you can no longer control Loxodont's drift when he grabs the opponent after using his side special. The main use of this before was dragging your opponent way off stage if you ever landed a grounded or aerial side special, so that it was much harder for them to tech the wall if they ever had the chance to recover from it. Does it hurt us slightly? Yes. Was it a little bit of cheese? Absolutely yes. One little piece of tech that you're probably gonna have to know now is when you're off stage recovering and you're trying to snap to the ledge with your side B, if your opponent happens to run at you while trying to intercept the side B and they get grabbed, they can tech the side B since they're at the wall. But when you use side B and you throw somebody, you are able to instantly snap to the ledge. Meaning that yes, even though they are teching it, you have more invincibility than they do because you now have just grabbed the ledge. If you're able to react to this in time, you can get an immediate drop off invincible aerial from ledge to reversal them and even start up your own combo. So the bug fixes, while they are hurting us, they are warranted. So I guess we just gotta roll with the punches from here on out. Now we are finally here in the present day for the utter woke nonsense patch. First things first, a lot of universal aerial startup reduction for a lot of the cast, and Loxodont received a couple of these. Nair startup goes from frame 7 to frame 6, and UpAir startup goes from frame 10 to frame 9. Now, it doesn't look like much on paper, but it has a few implications that I'm going to get into in a little bit. And the final change that was mentioned is that getting hit during your down special will only remove the charges if it's hit during the startup. Previously, he would lose all his charges even if the Lox decided to use the shield plus down B input to only use one charge. And if he got hit during that, he would lose all the charges no matter what. But now, it only happens if he's hit during the startup of the move. So it's a pretty good quality of life bug fix. Now let's move on to a couple of things that they didn't mention while discussing Loxodont in this patch. This new patch introduced a lot of ECB changes, and what that means is that every character will now hit the ground later rather than sooner, which has a little bit of implications for Loxodont. Loxodont got a lot of benefits from this change because he now has access to a lot of full hop aerials that he didn't have access to before, or if he would do them, they would be very tight on the landing aerial. The biggest takeaway here is that we now have unlocked a new facet of the game. We can now jump in neutral. Like, you know how crazy that is? This character was like literally playing half of the game before because he could not like afford to jump in neutral. Now we just have access to that. We have full hop double up air, full hop double forward air, full hop double bear. There's so many different things he can do now with this. And another thing, bear just got 10 times better. I'm gonna put a picture of what it looked like before the latest you could hit it, and now the latest you can hit it. It's a very clear difference, and we can now consistently hit short characters while walling out with this move. This move definitely like probably top 2 in his kit now. And don't get me started on Nair, bro. This move became so much better of a walling tool because you can now actually do short hop Nair fast fall and get Nair 3 out before it hits the ground. And that hitbox will linger like for so long. That move is like genuinely, oh my god, this move is crazy now. Like double fair from a full hop, that's just insane. I don't know why they gave him this, but it's just insanity. Our neutral as Lost just got massively improved by these changes. It doesn't necessarily allow him to approach better, but it allows him to become a much better walling tool. And you know, it pains me to say this, but yes, we have officially become the sentry turret that they've always wanted us to be. I don't know why they just want this playstyle for Lox, but that is what these ECB changes do for him. The last thing that we're gonna mention is something that wasn't included in the patch notes. In all the prior patches for the game, if Loxodont had set up a magma puddle with any of his moves, then he could do down throw onto the magma puddle, and if the opponent DI'd in or chose not to DI, then he could get a regrab off of it. Before, when the opponent bounced off one of the magma puddles, it would count as a hit, as if they had gotten hit by Loxodont Special Pummel. But now, it is only Loxodont Special Pummel that gets affected by this. So, for any other magma puddle that you make, if you try to down throw on it and get a regrab, you can't do that anymore. You can only do that if you actually do a special pummel. Which kind of sucks, because the magma puddle could only be there for like a certain amount of time. If it wasn't active at all, then you could only get 1 regrab. And if it was active already, then you could only get like up to 2, potentially 3 if you have like the best timing in the world. But it wasn't optimal in the first place to go for any more than 1, because you just want to DI mix them. Kind of sucks that apparently this was a bug, but you know, a little less skill expression for us. It's fine. Not the biggest deal in the world, you know, it's fine. So after all this, where does Loxodont actually stand in the meta right now? After all the fixes, all the changes, where are we? Loxodont is a good character. I don't feel like anything has really changed for us since since like the January 3rd patch. That patch was amazing for us and we definitely benefited a lot, but I don't feel like ever since then a lot of power shift for us has happened. It's more that every other character is also really good and also happens to be getting better at the same time. So it's like we are really good, but you also will just have to like really lock in if you want to actually win with this character. Like even looking at any matchup chart right now, I don't think we hard win any matchup at the moment except for like maybe Edelus. But there are a few even matchups that I would say, like Zetterburn or Claren. But then again, the requirement for the matchup to be even is you playing at the peak of your play, or else you will just get steamrolled by them, because those characters don't have to work nearly as hard as probably Lox does to actually get in or to actually kill you and combo you. Our ability to wall characters out has 1000% gotten way better since the recent patch. but our ability to approach is still relatively the same. It's not that good. We aren't really an approaching character. So our neutral is kind of just relying on the opponent always trying to get in on us and always trying to force themselves into our range. PCB changes allowing us to do actual full hop aerials and be able to have new landing options is really good. But at the same time, our aerials are also still really slow. So there is like a pretty large gap in between where the first aerial comes out from the full hop and then the second aerial comes out on the landing. There's not really any other new tech that I can put y'all onto since the last video that I made. But I do want to let y'all know that I am in the process of making a meatball guide. Everybody has a lot of trouble using and finding the right spots to actually place this projectile. I'm gonna make a guide for everyone and I'm gonna teach y'all the ropes on how to use this move. Stay tuned for more. But yeah, other than that, guys, make sure to use code GEK. Support y'all favorite Loxodont. I know y'all want these videos coming out sooner. I'm sorry, I got a lot of videos in my storage that I gotta clear out. I gotta get all these videos to you guys. It's gonna happen. I got so many first attempts. It's just I haven't had the time to post them. I'm posting them as soon as I can. I got y'all with the gameplay. I'm gonna see y'all soon. Make sure to stay tuned. Peace out, y'all.